Look at your phone sitting on the table. It looks asleep, untouched. But right now, it is likely transmitting packets of data, recording ambient audio, and pinging GPS servers thousands of miles away. Last year alone, cybersecurity networks blocked over 14 million mobile malware attacks. That averages out to more than 1 million invisible strikes against our devices every single month. We usually blame the victim. We assume someone clicked a bad link, downloaded a sketchy app, or fell for a phishing scam. But the reality of modern cyber warfare bypasses user behavior entirely. We set our passwords, enable facial recognition, and assume we have authority over our hardware. In truth, the piece of glass and metal in your pocket is an active battlefield. We keep the phone updated and the screen locked, assuming we're the ones in control. But the data suggests that while we hold the device, we may no longer be the ones operating it. The very first mobile phone virus, Kabir, appeared in 2004. It spread via Bluetooth, carried no malicious payload. It served only as a proof of concept by virus writers to show that cell phones could be infected. The shift toward weaponized code occurred in 2010 with Stuxnet. This computer worm targeted Iran's nuclear enrichment facilities, physically destroying centrifuges and proving that digital code could dismantle heavy industrial infrastructure. That destructive capability is now miniaturized through zero-click exploits. These attacks require zero user interaction, no clicking links, downloading files, or granting permissions. The spyware installs silently. A lucrative commercial industry packages these exploits and licenses them to governments worldwide. The legal system is trying to catch up. A U.S. federal judge issued a permanent injunction against the Israeli firm NSO Group after their Pegasus spyware targeted over 1,400 WhatsApp users, causing what the court described as irreparable harm. Tech giants are locked in an intense arms race against these developers. In 2025 alone, Apple engineers had to patch 7 distinct zero-day vulnerabilities in iOS, a high number that highlights how aggressive the attacks have become. The death of the click strips away our last line of defense. User vigilance offers virtually no protection against state-level mercenary spyware. The threat extends beyond the software installed on your phone. The attack surface includes the global telecom infrastructure itself, manipulated by actors researchers refer to as ghost operators. The global cellular network relies on legacy signaling protocols like SS7 and Diameter, designed in the 1970s to route calls and allow for international roaming. Surveillance vendors exploit the lack of security in these legacy protocols. They manipulate pathways to impersonate cellular carriers, tracking locations and intercepting communications across countries. Attackers hide their tracks easily, blending malicious queries into the billions of daily roaming signals flowing globally every second. You do not need to be hacked to be surveilled. Simply connecting your phone to a local cell tower is enough to compromise your location. The victimized smartphone is an incomplete narrative. These devices are conscripted as weapons of cyber warfare. In 2025, the Kim Wolf botnet hijacked over 1.8 million infected Android devices. These phones were coordinated to launch synchronized, record-breaking distributed denial-of-service attacks. A deeper violation occurs before the user ever turns the device on. Malware is now being embedded directly into device firmware on the manufacturing floor. Kaspersky researchers uncovered the Bad Box and Kinadu backdoors. This malicious code is injected into core system libraries, silently infiltrating every single process on the phone. For millions, the device was fully compromised by the supply chain before it was ever unboxed. State-sponsored cyber warfare has spawned a parallel commercial surveillance economy, turning our personal data into a traded commodity worth billions. The data broker industry operates with startling audacity. In 2025, an investigation revealed that brokers had successfully tracked and sold the location data of senior EU officials working inside the European Commission. There are efforts to build defenses. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency updated its guidelines, urging users to switch to end-to-end encrypted messaging, audit their linked devices, and strictly avoid SMS-based multi-factor authentication. Corporations are also taking defensive measures. Apple recently raised its bug bounty to an industry record of $2 million, specifically for anyone who can report remote zero-click exploits. Yet CISA includes a grim caveat with their recommendations. Despite following best practices, highly targeted individuals like journalists, executives, and government officials must operate under the assumption that their communications are already compromised. Security technologist Bruce Schneier assesses that mass surveillance from both corporate and government entities is only intensifying, with more personal information collected than ever before. The existence of multi-million-dollar bounties and official warnings for journalists and executives highlights how the landscape has shifted. At the highest levels of cyber conflict, the individual's control over their own device is sidelined. If you do not control the hardware, the software, or the network it connects to, who really owns your phone?